Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to install the Road Armor Stealth Series base front bumper on this 2017 Ford F-150. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay guys, so we have the factory bumper off, and the first thing that we need to do is remove this crash bar on the passenger and driver side. Now this is the passenger side. The first thing that we're going to do is remove these bolts. To do that is we're going to loosen one, and we're actually going to thread a provided bolt back up through the welded nut to keep this bolt in place, and we're going to have to cut those bolts off to get this crash bar out. There's just not enough room for us to take this out completely without cutting it off. We're going to use a 15mm. So once we got that out, you can see that we can't get it out. So your kit's going to give you a bolt to feed back through the welded nut, and it's actually going to keep this bolt in place so that we can get a sawzall and cut it off. And I'm just going to tighten this bolt at the bottom a little bit so that it doesn't want to unthread as we're using a sawzall to cut the other bolt out. So once you get that bolt cut, you should be able to unthread your bolt at the bottom and kind of wiggle this other bolt out. Once we get the first bolt out, we can work on the second bolt, and then we're going to do that on the opposite side as well. So once you get those bolts cut out, make sure you remove your bolt that you had in the bottom of the welded nut. Okay, so now we're going to install our brackets to our frame horn. It's going to fit over the top and then also underneath. And you're going to have 5 bolt plates. They're going to go through, 2 at the top, 1 on the side, and 2 in the center. And on the back of your bolt plate, you're going to get a washer, a lock washer, and a nut. And we're just going to loosely install all of these right now. And then we'll do our final tightening when the bumper is actually on so that we can adjust it from side to side. Now we're going to do that on the opposite side as well. Alright guys, at this point, if you have sensors in your bumper, you're going to want to install those. This bumper doesn't have any, our truck doesn't have any, so we can skip that part. If you're going to do any lights right away, go ahead and put those in too. So we've already got ours in. Now we're going to put in our triple nut bolt plates. It's going to go on the inside. Your bolt is going to go through the top hole in the triple nut plate, and then it's going to also go through the top slot on the bumper. And then we're going to put one on the bottom as well. So you're going to do that for all 4 triple nut plates. Alright, so now once we have our bolt plates in, we can go ahead and adjust them before we tighten them down. I'm actually going to adjust these to go all the way to the top, towards the bumper, towards the top of the bumper, and then I'm going to go ahead and tighten those down. You're going to need an Allen key for the head and a 3/8 for the nut. And you're going to want to make sure that you do the same thing on the opposite side as well. Alright guys, so now we're ready to put our bumper onto our brackets. This piece, the bracket on the truck, is actually going to fit over our bracket on our bumper, and our hardware is going to go from the bracket into our nut plates that we put on, and then from there, before we tighten anything down, we can adjust it from side to side on our brackets, and we can adjust it up and down from our bumper here. So you're going to need a couple guys to lift this up with you, or a floor jack or something. Just make sure that whatever you're using, you're being safe and it's controlled. Okay guys, our bumper's on, we got all our bolts in. From this point you can adjust it side to side and up and down. You want to try to get it up and as close to the front of the truck as you can. But once you get it where you want it, you can go back and tighten up all your bolts. Alright, so we're going to use a 19mm. We're going to go ahead and tighten our bolts to our frame that are on our bracket. And then we'll go ahead and tighten the bumper to the bracket. Alright guys, just make sure you go back through and tighten all your bolts. That should be 10 from the frame to the brackets and 12 from the bracket to the bumper. Alright guys, that completes the installation. If you have any questions, give us a call or visit us online. Thanks.